This is the Orange Thunder Verb 200. I think this is the best amp Orange makes. It's one of the most expensive. The sound is pristine on this amp. We just recorded a new album and I used this amp for the entire thing. And our producer, Matt McClellan, who's one of my best friends, he thought it was one of the best amps he's ever heard. It has 2 banks of power tubes, so in the back here, there's a switch. You can use number 1 and 3 for 100 watts, or number 2 and 4 for 100 watts, or you can use them all in series for 200 watts. What it means is, if you have a problem with a couple of tubes, you can switch to another bank. Super useful. I don't really know of any other amps that have that, so it's really nice. I like to use this amp when we're touring with friends or other bands, because if they need to use a head, I let them use this one, and I'm not really afraid of anything going wrong with it, because I can always switch the banks of power tubes. It has a built-in attenuator too, so what that means is I run it on full volume all the time. So I run the volume on 10, and then the attenuator soaks up the power. So the tubes are saturated, the tubes are working at full power, but then the attenuator is soaking up the power, so it's only actually putting out 50 watts, 25 watts, or whatever. This amp is known for people using it as a bass amp. You can use it as a guitar amp, a bass amp, you can use it pretty much for anything. So if I want to amplify almost anything, I would definitely be using this amp. It's definitely the best guitar amp I've ever played, so I play it pretty much every tour.
These guys are all in my loop. I have an effects loop, which is the DL4 and these 4 guys here. But the DL4 I use mainly just to do some loop samples. I just mess around with these, so it just sounds a bit more messed up, and it just gives it a bit more like a crazier sound on stage. Blues Driver is such a nice overdrive. I actually prefer this to the Maxon 808 or the TS9 Tube Screamer. Depending on the amp I'm using, I just mess around with the level and gain. Yeah, and I'm still using the old school TU2. I should really update that.
Oh yeah, the TU2?
Yeah.
And the BD2, Big Dick 2.
Big Dick 2.
That gives you that Big Dick sound.
Yeah, which I need, which I definitely need. This guy in particular, the feedback knob, if you turn it all the way full, it goes infinite. The delay is just, you know, you got your real quick, just almost tremolo sounding delays up to your real drawn out. I think that the longest is maybe a 2-second gap in between each hit. But yeah, that's me pretty much.